Subscribe to the all-new HardLore Patreon now for early, ad-free access to every episode and an exclusive episode every month. Worst public fart. I know this right off the bat. I don't even have to think about this. I was eating Chipotle with headphones in. And you know when you have headphones in, you forget that other people exist and that, like, you exist outside of your body. And I farted with my whole body. Like, at the table, eating my bowl, did like a, like full, like, used my whole weight to get up and just blow it off. Yeah. Place was slam packed. So I packed up my bowl and left immediately. It was so brutal.
They thought you shat yourself, for sure.
Hello, welcome. It's HardLore time. How are you, Bone Looters?
I'm so good. How are you being just the pod after dark, late night?
This is very rare. This is your 4 p.m., right?
Yeah,
11
we're just
Central?
getting started.
Okay. Yeah, we're doing a late night HardLore. This is rare for us, but we really got to cram. Harm's Way is on tour as we speak.
Yeah, right now. Yeah, that's right.
I turned 33 weeks ago, if you're watching this. Yeah, unbelievable. These are our favorites.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
let's do
these very special Q&A episodes.
Let's do a little catch up. How are you? What's going on in Colin world?
You know, I've been 33 for a few weeks now, I think.
It's going
Hopefully
great.
I'm still alive by the time you're seeing this. And I haven't died from old age or heart failure. But, feeling pretty good at time of recording.
Yeah.
How about yourself?
I bit off a little more than I could chew this week.
Yeah.
7 shows in 7 days, like without realizing it. And 3 of them are Riot Fest days. So we're going, and then Monday off.
Combined with prepping for 7 weeks of HardLore in a row.
Yeah. And then Monday off, and then we leave for the Hatebreed tour Tuesday, as of the day of recording this. So
you've been on tour for weeks. How's the tour?
They're great.
How great is Hatebreed? How's the sets? The set list?
So good. I've been watching them every night.
Carcass too. Oh my god.
Heartwork. You ever heard?
Can you believe they played that? But this is a Q&A episode. These are our favorites, so we're gonna dive right in, guys, because this is what it's all about right here. We asked our Discord to send some questions. If you're not a member there, you should be. Listen, I was the first Discord hater on planet Earth. I was the first one. I didn't get it. I didn't understand it. Now it's my favorite place to be. First question. Top 4 songs by John Boyga. Top 4 songs to use in your own chase scene in a movie.
If it wasn't ruined by Thor, Immigrant Song by Led Zeppelin is a great chase scene.
ABBA, Lay All Your Love on Me is first one for me.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Banging, driving track, good for shooting, romance, etc.
Let's really think about how good Ace of Spades would be. Like, if Ace of Spades wasn't like so played out and in everything, kind of the ultimate chase song.
Yeah. That's for running.
Straight up jumping over fences.
The opposition is coming, but I'm the Ace of Spades.
Snake Eyes watching you.
Dying fetus. Let's see where I can go with this. From womb to waist.
But with the sample.
This is me, yes, 100%. This is me in a Batmobile situation. I'm well equipped in arms. Not exactly lethal, but I'm formidable.
Formidable. As a matter of fact, non-lethal if you're in the...
Non-lethal. Yeah. Actively non-lethal,
yeah.
But you wouldn't know that. Only I would know that.
Dude, there's the 3 seconds in Old School where Master of Puppets plays.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
It's just like dun, dun, dun.
And then
when the van
and then that's kind of it.
Very true.
That works.
That's been done, but that's good shit. And then Dimmu Borgir, Puritania, hardest song ever written. I won't go into any more detail than that.
Vital Remains, Dechristianize. Just the title track. Just
great idea.
And then during the is like some like, oh my god, I'm at a cliff. Apocalypto scene when he's at the waterfall, you know?
I do. Morbid Angel, Angel of Disease. Hard ass song.
Good
Fast.
question. Good question.
Great question. Great start. What would be your entrance music as a wrestler?
Now, I have actively thought about this, and I'm sure you have as well.
I have.
You
have to. When you're writing it, you have to picture,
sure.
What would I want?
When I'm creating a character in WWE 2K, whatever, I have to picture what.
Yeah.
I always end up on more of a weird side, so like a Godflesh type tune, something like that. Street Cleaner or like Rats.
Yeah.
Would hit pretty hard.
It would feel good in arena. Because you know what? The arena
you've explained
is where
it's
crazy, man. Listening to the Brock Lesnar theme song at home is like, this is a rinky-dink piece of shit. Hearing it in with 18,000 people, it's the hardest song ever recorded. But I think if I was wrestling, I would need something hard, intense, and scary immediately.
Yeah.
And something that fits that very well is Cannibal Corpse, Evisceration Plague.
Dude.
It's scary.
I love the blunt key change.
It's insane.
So cool. Really good pick. Good pick.
I will say to any of the wrestlers who still ask me to do music, I appreciate it, but I'm retired because wrestling music is a weird facet of art. It's a really weird little world where wrestling is such a like music based thing at the end of the day, you know?
Yeah.
So many moments are driven by music, but the industry overall does not really value music as an art or what goes into it. In my opinion, and from my personal experience.
Well, think about it too in other facets of art, as we know art to do with wrestling, merch.
Dog shit.
You know what I mean? Like that's an interesting point you raise. Yeah.
It's different. It's third
thought.
Yeah. Third thought to them. And it's like the beginning and the ending of every show.
So many major wrestling moments are because of music.
Because of music. So Evisceration Plague would be a great moment. You know?
Pretty good one. You know what's hilarious about that, though? Is the drums start without a crash.
I know.
Didn't.
Which I think was a studio error. And they were probably like, nah, it's dope. Leave it.
Had to be, right? Yeah. So, because he did it live every time.
Yeah, it's true.
Did the same way.
Best price to quality fast food burger.
Well,
it's In-N-Out, no question.
It's right? In-N-Out, quite literally, no question. We just had Wendy's on the way home from the show. I got a Dave's double. She got a Dave's single. And she got like a nuggets or whatever, but it was like over $25. Come on.
It's a fucking crime.
Come on, man.
Hardest lore y'all can recall.
One of my favorite things, I know I've talked about it before, but I do really think it is the hardest lore, is Madball writing a song about Cold as Life.
Cold as Life. That's crazy because I was going to say one of the craziest tidbits on the show is Born to Land Hard being recorded live. That's insane to me. I know we bring it up a lot because it's like, if you don't play music, if you never recorded music, that's insane. Because you're stuck with whatever you got. You can't take bass out, you know?
Right.
It's in the guitar. You can't take guitar out, it's in the bass.
You could be, if you tracked it all in isolated rooms and did it all separately, but they didn't do that.
But they did not do that. It's unbelievable.
It is.
Top 3 horror/thriller movies and or shows.
That's a good one. Let's see.
It's tough. John Carpenter's The Thing.
Yeah.
Exorcist. And no shows. Thriller. I mean, Silence of the Lambs is the thriller. And
that's the number one.
There aren't many better. But man, I love a thriller. Psychological, supernatural.
What would you say aside from Silence of the Lambs? In the thriller, in that realm.
Memories of Murder, probably.
That's right. Still not watched it, but I do have it. I have it like written down.
Very good.
Yeah. Silence of the Lambs is for sure on there. I love The Witch. I've said it many times, but I love that's fun, payoff worthy, cool.
Yeah.
Fun to watch. And then, dude, I love some camp. Give me Scream. The first Scream.
Oh, I love Scream. Scream is one of the greatest horror franchises ever.
So awesome.
I love super camp, like Sleepaway Camp.
Yeah, really.
Where it's just like cornball, terrible. That's my shit.
But
dude.
then the horror.
Oh, it's horrifying.
So scary, dude. It's so fucking scary.
And it's aged great. Like that's. I mean, it hasn't politically, but
sure.
That shot is still scary.
It still gets me. Like I can see that. I'll see it on Twitter sometimes, and like gets my hair raised. You know.
This is interesting. Jackson versus Ibanez versus ESP guitar ranking. I know how you. I mean.
Well, no. I mean, I could say non-biased, non-sponsored, and with my experience, I've never owned a Jackson, so that has to be. I think Jackson rocks, so it's no.
Yeah, I've never. I don't know if I've ever played a Jackson. I've played ESPs that feel and sound amazing.
Yes.
So that to me, that's number one.
So I think ESPs, and that's not an LTD. Like ESP, like an Eclipse 2, feels and plays fucking perfectly. The Ibanez, you can find ones that are of that quality, but they're the Japanese-made ones. They're going to be a little pricey or whatever. But I mean, so are the Eclipses. But yeah, I'd go ESP, Ibanez, Jackson, in my opinion.
Beautiful. All right. Hey, look at that.
I mean, I'm just being as objective as possible.
Yeah, no, you're doing great. Passive versus active pickups.
I'm an active pickup guy.
Really?
For heavy music, yeah. I play Fluences and all my thing. Fishman Fluence, Moderns. I had Willie Adler. Willie Adler from Lamb of God had a custom one that I had. I didn't like it as much. But.
Maybe it's out of laziness, but obviously I'm a passive guy.
Well, so like if you were still playing guitar in God's Hate, I think your opinion would have changed.
Maybe, but I used passive pickups that whole time.
Yeah, but it could have sounded better, I think, with active.
Yeah.
Not saying that it sounded bad. I'm just saying I think you could have tried it and been like, oh.
Maybe.
But with Holy Blade, it makes perfect.
I got to be passive.
100%. And
passive punk.
Like with Wolf Note stuff, I use passive stuff. So it depends on the project, the application, I think.
Makes sense. Favorite use of a bust in a song before the fast part?
Well, it's got to be Porter.
It's Floorpunch Discog.
Yeah.
Favorite album with classic HM2 tone?
So before I did, we filmed some stuff at CME for the pedal that I'm doing with Wonder Effects. I listened to a lot of Entombed, and Left Hand Path rocks, but honestly, Wolverine Blues, like, it's
for what it is now so famously used for, like that in terms of like where it's been applied, it's tough to beat.
It's tough to beat. I think Dismember like rocks.
Yeah.
And
Unleashed, do they use HM2?
I think so, and I think so does Dehumanize, maybe.
Yeah, but Wolverine Blues is
it's just like
crazy.
So fucking, it sounds so good.
List of songs better than the national anthem. How much time you got?
Yeah. Google songs, and you'll find it. I actually think, dude, the Star Spangled Banner is really weird. It's Francis Scott Key wrote it during the Battle of Baltimore during the War of 1812. So it's like a non-major, like a non-super important city in American history. No offense to Baltimore, but it's not Philadelphia or DC or New York or even Boston. So it's a strange choice. The war was kind of insignificant because like England lost, but then France started fuck with them, so they left right away. So we didn't really lose anything, and then we got the Louisiana Purchase. It was just like, I don't know.
You're just psyched about it, or what?
I think they were just like, well, this is it.
Yeah, we did it.
Francis wrote this banger, dude. We got to sing it before every baseball game.
I mean, it's pretty good.
Did you say the pledge in school?
Like, was I supposed to, or was I a kid that was like,
Yeah, exactly.
Of course, dude.
What? Of course, what?
That's punk. That's punk rock.
Yeah.
Not saying the pledge. That's how you let them know that you listen to alternative music.
That's right, dude. I was a punker.
You gotta let your classmates know you live an alternative lifestyle by not saying the pledge. That's what it's all about.
By sitting.
I mean, it would be Colin, get up if I sat.
No,
but I'll stand there.
I'm not saying this. In high school, there was a lot of that once we invaded Afghanistan and Iraq, and then there were like walkouts and stuff, and it was so performative. But it was cool. It's cool of high school kids to be doing shit.
Yeah, to care.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I think a lot of them just wanted to get out of school, but
100%. But even the implication of caring is nice. Oh. Would you, scenario for Colin, I mean, this applies to both too. Would you rather live in a world where Sting, the wrestler, never existed, or a world where Oasis and the Smiths/Morissey never existed? I gotta go Sting never existed.
Get out of here, dude.
Cause wrestling, I love, as much as I love it, music is God.
Music is God, and Smiths are like Olympians up there.
Yeah.
That's Mount Olympus right there. They are gods.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Since you like to talk about penis music, what bands would you call penis hardcore?
Oh, interesting.
Penis hardcore.
Is there such a thing?
Yeah.
Is it mean? It's kind of
maybe. I mean, I would proudly say Twitching Tongues is basically penis hardcore.
Wow. Really? Yeah.
Yeah, Fleshwater's pretty penis hardcore.
Is what define it for me. Yeah, you're right. Touche.
That won't be necessary. just open your ears.
We don't do that here.
Let the penis in your ears, and you don't need words.
I'm trying to think if there's any others. Fleshwater, that's funny.
Penis hardcore.
How about Drug Church?
That's like post-penis, I would say. Maybe even prenis.
Prenis. That's really good.
All right.
Wow. Whew, proto.
Why do you think, I don't even know if this is true, why do you think so many bands you tour with hold your bands in such high regard? That's really nice. What makes you good touring mates?
That's a good question. What makes a band good touring mates?
Just being nice. I don't even know if this is true. I mean, many bands could have hated touring with us. Mm-hmm. We like touring with each other because we're so similar. Mm-hmm. You know.
Mm-hmm. I think what makes a band a delight to tour with is like being self-aware, like your messes, your bags in the green room, your stuff on stage, like being aware and making sure that's not in anyone's way, and being on time, being polite, all that like kind of normal human stuff.
Just presenting yourself and your band for the good of the tour. You know, because if you make everybody look good, you're gonna look even better. And if a band doesn't know that they're not getting paid for a tour and they need a van, help them with the van.
Yeah, I think it's important. At the time that this comes out, the Vogel episode will have been out, and I think it's important to kind of lead by example. And they really Terror genuinely does that.
Yeah, and they have fun. They can still get buck wild, but at the end of the day, they're pro
as they need to be. Mm-hmm. Not overly, but.
Favorite heavy bands that have silly or funny themes / gimmicks that still go hard in the pit. Does this exist?
I mean, I don't know about hard in the pit, but like Immortal has black metal gimmicks. Yeah, Sons of Northern Darkness is not like a black metal record. It's like a technical kind of...
Yeah, but I'm like funny themes and gimmicks,
Is there anything funnier than that fucker falling down the hill?
No, there isn't. You're right. Here it is again. Thoughts on instrumental hardcore songs? Any favorites?
They can be cool, I guess. But like... That's almost.
I honestly, I agree, but I can't think of a single one where I'm like, this one rocks.
Yeah.
I'm sure the comments are going to be blazing with them, but they are not on the spot like we are. So.
Because, and what's funny is my head immediately went to like the Metallica instrumental stuff.
Yeah, and I went to like
doesn't...
Armenian Persecution, which is not instrumental.
It's just a full solo.
There's lyrics 2 minutes in.
Yeah.
So
Vocal Test is almost an instrumental.
Yeah.
Almost.
Mount Rushmore ice cream flavors.
Well, thankfully, Colin, in one way you and I agreed with right away was our love, honor, and respect for vanilla ice cream. It's perfect.
It's the godfather of all good sweet things.
Everything.
You know?
Yes.
Everything good starts as vanilla.
100%.
And then evolves.
I love it.
You know? It's like Black Sabbath. Vanilla is the Black Sabbath of ice cream.
Well said. Wow. It's like George Washington.
Right.
And here we are.
Exactly.
So,
but now you go wild, you know?
Yeah, now you can go a little nuts. Last night,
fudge fucker sugar cracker supreme, you know?
Taylor and I went to Margie's Candies, the place I talked about that Capone had gone to, and I got like a hot fudge banana split.
See,
and it's
that'll
classic. It's strawberry, chocolate, vanilla, and all the gimmicks. And strawberry ice cream is fucking awesome.
See, I'm out there, but you would put that on your Mount Rushmore?
No bits of strawberry. No.
I'm out. Artificial berry.
Okay.
I'll blow my and your brains out.
Yeah, I think I'd do the classic 3, and then chocolate chip cookie dough. That's my Teddy Roosevelt in there.
So I'll get real specific. Okay.
Please.
Number 1 really is McConnell's sea salt cream and cookies.
Very good.
Number 2 is Jenny's gooey butter cake.
Oh, so good.
Number 3 is Handel's either Graham Central Station or the birthday cake one with the actual chunks of birthday cake frosting in it. Wow. They don't have that at every location.
Okay.
And then number 4 would be vanilla.
Just vanilla.
Yeah.
Do you have like a store-bought, like Breyers or Haagen-Dazs?
Well, McConnell's is in stores here now.
Okay, but a more...
I was a Breyers kid growing up.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then one day, I remember distinctly the day the recipe changed.
Dude, so much from what we remember from youth has changed when it comes to like recipes
crazy.
And cereals.
There was a day, dude. It was overnight where I was like, I knew what I liked. I eat this every day. And then one day, Breyers was different, and it was like, my life's over.
Wow.
I'm not making it to my 7th birthday because this is different now.
They fucked me.
Yeah.
Wow.
What podcast do you guys listen to?
There's a few. Do you listen to any?
If I do, I know that if I do, I will steal things.
Interesting.
And I can't do it. So I'm a big ASMR guy, as I've noted on here before.
Yeah.
Big time. Yeah. I go way back to the beginning before it was called ASMR and it was just called whispering. I'm not a weird freak. It makes me feel relaxed, you know?
Mm-hmm.
If I would disagree, that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not much of a podcast guy, but I like to relax with a soothing sound.
I listen to like history shit. I love hardcore history. I've talked about that before. I love Death is Just Around the Corner. It's just like poignant things. That for anybody asking, Death is Just Around the Corner is the JFK episode I've talked about before. I got a lot of questions about that. You have to look on YouTube. He took it off his podcasting thing. I like stuff like that. But yeah, I know what you mean. Like I don't want to steal.
I don't want to take people's bits. I want to be us.
Yeah.
If you can only attend one hardcore fest each year, as most people do, which one are you choosing? Parentheses can't be Sound and Fury because of conflict of interest.
Took the words.
I would say this is tough.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I love FYA. It's very hot in January, which I don't like. You know?
It's very hot.
It's hotter in January in Florida than it is in June in Detroit, and I really like Tied Down.
I love it.
200 Jets pizzas, you know?
Yeah.
It's tough not to pick Tied Down.
Good and stage.
I do think what Jimmy and Curtis have done in Detroit is like mind blowing. Because Tampa's been good since I've been playing there.
Yeah.
And I do think it should be commended what Bob has done.
Of course.
As a non-Tampa resident.
Yeah.
Building this incredible thing. Tied down, the room, the air conditioning, the casino, which, another great casino in FYA too. It's tough. I like LDB too, man.
I was going to say almost everything you just said, you could say about LDB.
I can say those are the big three. If I'm not allowed to say Sound and Fury, obviously, yeah. I hope to be at all of them every year.
Genuinely,
but
I'll have FOMO.
Yeah. But I do have a special kinship with the tied down, squad at this point. I got to go tied down.
I think I'll say LDB.
Respect.
Yeah, but for very similar reasons. Curious to see where it goes. But yeah, very, very impressed with that fest.
Yeah. For spooky season, favorite Phantom track from the 2004 Phantom of the Opera movie starring Gerard Butler.
It's all you.
And Patrick Wilson and what's her name?
Claudia Schiffer.
No, not Claudia.
Claudia Schiffer.
No. It's not Claudia Schiffer. She's in Shameless. Christina. What's her fucking name?
Oh, Bo
She's
Derek.
amazing.
It's Bo Derek.
No, not Bo. No. I know who. I know. Yeah, no. Not Bo Derek. Bo Looters. Emmy Rossum. God damn it. I'm an idiot. Angel of Music's pretty good, obviously. But when the Phantom main theme finally kicks in, like a half hour in, it hits like a fucking nuclear bomb.
You know what else did that? The Power Rangers movie.
Dude, I was just talking about that, and I'll tell you why I was talking about it when we wrap this.
Okay.
But when that fucking thing hits in the end of the movie.
Finally, yeah.
I exploded out of my seat. Involuntarily. Yeah. Unbelievable. Favorite hardcore adjacent side project?
Good question. Hardcore adjacent side project.
This is tough. There's a lot of options here
out there.
If I can't say, they said your post about Murmur got me thinking, so I can't say Murmur. Anything Arthur is in, obviously Eternal Champion, Summerlin's crazy.
Eternal Champion's fucking awesome. Free the Birds is Brendan from Turnstile's side project. I don't know if anyone else is involved, possibly, but it is fucking awesome. Just really chill, really pleasant, nice music.
Justin from Laid to Rest, CTHC, has an acoustic project called Mile High Sunrise.
Whoa.
Check it out.
Oh, dude. Josiah Daniel.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, dude.
He's got some...
I heard him. Yeah. Yeah. Dude.
Crazy.
So good.
Yeah. What are your favorite and least favorite dud records from otherwise good bands? We have a whole episode about that. It's one of our most popular episodes. You can go back and check it. It's called Bad Albums by Great Bands. Check it out.
Anything come to mind? Give them a little taste.
I mean, favorite would be No Warning, Suffer, Survive.
Right.
Least favorite? Like a band I love. I mean, fucking Lulu, you know?
Oh my God. Forgot about that. Wow.
Yeah, it's brutal.
That's pretty rough.
Brutal. Worst public fart. I know this right off the bat. I don't even have to think about this. There was one time I was eating Chipotle. I tweeted about it in the moment. I was eating Chipotle with headphones in. And you know when you have headphones in, you forget.
Yeah.
You forget that other people exist and that, like, you exist outside of your body. Speaking of, and I farted with my whole body.
Just a...
Like, at the table, eating my bowl, did like a... You know?
Yeah.
Like full, like used my whole weight to get up and just blow it off.
Yeah.
And like place was slam packed. So I packed up my bowl and left immediately. It was so brutal.
They thought you shat yourself for sure.
Oh, 100%, which is fine. I gave them that, you know?
You know what's funny? I don't have anything quite that memorable. I'm really not that I'm very blessed digestively.
Fuck you.
But I have obviously been ill before, and when you're on stage and you let one go, no one suspects the guy on stage.
No.
They'll be
always
looking.
It's somebody in the front moshing.
Couldn't be me.
Ooh, shit.
It can't be that guy on stage.
And you're going,
yeah.
I shit. Which brownie piece do you prefer when given the option from a freshly baked batch? Corner piece, one edge piece?
Corner.
You're a corner man.
All the way.
I'm a middle. I like them wet joints.
You like them just
I like them
loose.
slippery, sloppy.
Wow. Well, we
slipping down.
two peas in a pod then.
I know.
No problem.
We could share a whole tray.
A whole tray.
What would be in your Fortnite bundle? Back bling, glider,
cool.
Emote.
Cool.
Emote would be a spin kick.
Yeah. What would mine be?
Glider would be. My glider would be bow.
That's pretty.
And my back bling would be chili.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I was gonna say my glider would be Metallicat for sure. I think my my emote would be like just like a full body bang, like just.
Or you're like you're when you got the guitar in the right hand.
Yeah. Oh, that.
And you're
move.
doing the like.
Oh yeah. Sure. Yeah, a little dance. Yeah, okay. I like that. That's a good one.
Yeah, I would like to have that emote. Best non-name brand soda. The answer is Cactus Cooler.
Is that I guess it is. Is it carbonated?
Yeah, it's an orange pineapple blast, Bo.
It's carbonated.
It's unbelievable. Oh,
what makes that not name brand? I don't understand.
It's its own thing, and it's only available in California.
It's not owned by some larger company.
No, it is only you can only buy it in California.
Wow. The Culver's Diet Root Beer.
I like that.
It's fantastic.
I like that answer. This is a funny question. How much woman broke your heart? I don't know. One.
Yeah, one. Yeah.
If there was a HardLore Happy Meal, what would be in it? What toy would be in it?
Oh, what toy?
Yeah.
Other food. Like little other foods.
I don't know. It's a good question. It's kind of a terrible question, which makes it a good question.
You know what's funny? I don't remember a single Happy Meal toy from when I was a kid, except for the like mini fry, mini burger.
Dude, you don't remember the Spider-Man action figures that came in Happy Meals?
I don't think.
I still have some. They used to go crazy, dude. They used to just have like action figures I would want to buy in the store.
Yeah, just real toys. I remember the Batman Forever and the Flintstone like glass mugs. I remember that shit, but
the Simpsons watches from Burger King.
I remember those.
Forget about it. Favorite piece of gear you're using right now?
The Quad Cortex. It's an undefeated piece of machinery.
I gotta play around with that thing.
Until it dies. You really do, dude. They're putting out a nano Cortex.
What is the purpose?
It's so. Now, bear with me. It's everything hardware wise, but like without a screen. You use your phone, but your phone is the screen. It does everything.
Yeah, but you're not. That's like for home, right?
Yeah. No. It's for gigging.
Yeah, but I'm not using my phone for gigging.
Well, you would never need to fuck with anything live. Like ideally, you have it set and then you go. And then there are knobs and shit, so you can assign what each one does. So if you need to adjust something, you can. But here's the kicker: it's $400, as opposed to
how much is the Quad Cortex?
Almost $2,000.
Huh.
So.
Yeah, but you know a Quad Cortex is 5 billion amps, right?
Yeah, this has just as many. It does all the same things, just smaller and with a different way of working.
I got you.
It's pretty interesting.
My favorite piece of gear right now.
Oh.
I put an Evertune bridge in my Dunnable.
How's it going?
And I'm having a blast.
Does it feel so good to just...
It's incredible.
Yeah.
And like going to tune, checking the tuning again and still being in tune is like...
They did it.
Every time I go, how'd they do it? It's crazy that it's not digital.
For those of you who don't know, an Evertune is a type of guitar bridge that has individual spring and tension on each string that is set to the tension that a string of that particular string gauge is in tune for.
Can never go out of tune.
So you put it in, you lock it down, it's in tune.
And like, even if I broke a string, I could untwirl the top, pull it out, rip it out of the bottom, put a new one in, pop it in, twirl it around 10 times, and I'm in tune. I could be restring and be in tune in 10 seconds if I was doing it efficiently. Yeah. It's crazy. I'm having so much fun.
It's cool technology. They'll be everywhere soon. I just saw Sum 41 last night. They all had them.
There you go. What is your favorite pastry?
Is cheesecake a pastry?
I mean,
you know what I mean? Because like,
I'm no fucking bigot. You know,
at like a pastry shop, you're gonna have mini cheesecakes. So it's like, well,
yeah. My favorite pastry, and I tried to get you one.
I'll think of a smaller one, but go ahead.
I know what yours is, and I think it counts. Well, a pastry is pastry French in origin?
Yeah.
So a crepe would be a pastry. Because Bo, your favorite pastry is the creme brulee crepe from Millet Crepe.
My God.
My favorite pastry is a cronut.
Oh yeah. I've had
donut
before,
croissant.
obviously. I've had it before. What a technology.
It's the perfect thing, dude. The way the glaze gets inside the holes.
Right.
And all the crevasse.
Crevasse.
It's plural for crevice. I love it. How different is the approach to organizing songs on an album's track list versus organizing songs on a set list?
Oh,
vastly different.
Completely different. Yeah. When you're making a set list, you're wanting to always kind of captivate, whether it's a more chill song or a more heavy song. You're still wanting like captivation, whereas on a record, it's the overall experience. It's like
it's a journey.
It's a journey, exactly,
and it's and a personal journey a lot of the time. So like with stuff I do, it's a personal journey every time. Live is a communal journey.
Yeah, well said. Really well said.
And that's the difference. Even though it sounds fucking stupid, it is real.
Mm-mm.
You ever have one of those days where it feels like every deep-seated imperfection within your soul is being manifested into reality as people and events in a sick act by the universe to mock the state of your own existence? I am. Yeah.
Yeah, like today's Thursday, a new episode came out today, particularly one where I'm talking out of my ass. Worst day of my life. Dude, has anything weird been going on with you lately? Have you been noticing just weird stuff?
Like cosmically?
Yeah.
Weird, yeah, but also like a lot of oddly positive things.
Well, that's good. That's nice.
You know?
We're having weird, like Chicago woke up this week. And like there was like
what does that mean?
Like the streets are hot, things are weird, the moon is real full.
The moon was crazy last night.
The moon is fucking crazy right now. I think it's a harvest moon one of these nights. But it's just like, I don't know, things are happening. And I've been noticing like online, and Taylor's been noticing it, that like people are saying like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what is happening? It's weird stuff.
Interesting.
If you notice weird things happening in the third week of September, I
would say I'm in the 2% of the year right now where like I can look around and be like, this is pretty good. It's also my birthday. It's coming up.
Coming right up.
This is my month. Okay.
Yeah.
This is when I feel good. The moon is out. I'm howling. You know?
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
All right.
Do I have a favorite kill from a slasher film?
Great question. I have a least favorite kill from a slasher film that comes right to mind. I just mentioned Scream. When What's-Her-Face tries to go through the dog door in the garage and it chews her up, like, no.
That would never happen.
It would never happen. I don't care what.
The garage would be like, nah, too heavy.
Way too heavy.
It's
like 1 horsepower.
The chain would probably snap off.
It's ridiculous.
But it's a movie.
Favorite
kill from a slasher.
Does Saw count?
I mean, that's complicated because like Jigsaw is the villain, but he's not he's never the murderer.
Oh, true, true. Yeah, okay, fair. Oh, a favorite of mine is Halloween 2. Michael Myers holds that lady's head under boiling water. Just drowns her in boiling water. It's so
I really like in the first of the new Halloweens,
Yes.
doesn't Michael like stomp on some guy's head and it just explodes?
Don't remember.
I really liked that. Hello, everyone. Future Colin is back to tell you about my favorite slasher death. Slashers, something near and dear to my heart. Horror movies, near and dear to my heart. Probably my favorite genre. My favorite slasher death is in Sleepaway Camp when the big fat pedophile chef finally gets it and is killed by the soup that is too hot.
That was really cool to me. Really special.
Going to Japan for the first time in November, what advice would you give me?
Eat.
Oh, eat so good. Try everything. Eat an entree every 30 minutes. My favorite area in Tokyo is Asakusa. So I spend some time there. It's beautiful.
And dude, just like I haven't been there in almost 10 years, so I'm tell me if I'm talking out of turn, but like just exploring. There's like no bad place to go. Like everywhere looks interesting.
There's just something different to offer. Like you go to Shinjuku, you're getting grimy, underworld nightlife.
Yeah.
You go to Shibuya, you're getting Times Square, baby.
Yeah.
You go to Harajuku, you're getting like the hip shopping district. And then you go anywhere that's not a major city and you're getting beautiful temples and gorgeous rural scenery.
So awesome.
It's amazing. It's the best place in the world. It sadly, and it is true what they say, that it is white Wakanda. It is a fact. It's Wakanda for white people.
Oh, shit. Oh, I see. Oh, my God.
I'm not beating the allegations, sadly. If either of you had to choose a member from each other's bands to fill in on an episode, who would y'all choose?
Alec. That's easy.
I mean, that is very easy.
It's easy. Who would you choose for my band?
James.
Yeah, dude.
100%. We could talk soda for 6 hours.
Did you try the Oreo Coke Zero?
I haven't found it yet.
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
Nah, it's nice.
See, I've heard the soda's good and the Oreos are bad.
If that's the case, then I definitely don't want to try the Oreo. Like, okay. I still have some in my fridge because I was just like, this is not.
It sucks. Okay. All right. Noted. Favorite old school and newer Boston hardcore bands. Blood for Blood is the greatest of all time. And Haywire is
current favorite.
Kind of everything we're looking for in a Boston hardcore band, Yeah.
Old school is Slapshot for me.
There you go. Funniest story from inside the van on tour. Fuck. There's a lot of Kale ones that he'd be bummed if I repeated. But my favorite thing ever was him talking on the phone to his partner, thinking that a blanket was all it took over his head for us to not hear him.
Couldn't hear him. I got the blanket on. They can't hear me.
I'm a guy. They'd be like, I have to make a call, guys. Blanket's on.
And then it's just that. What are you talking about?
No, it's just like, that and like, I love you. And like every day. Fun. What's the hardest I ever? There was a prank call that Leo did one time to Mike's mom's friend.
Oh, God.
And she just was so gullible and went along with it. He kept saying he was a detective. And then he would go into detail. And then she asked what kind of detective. And he said he was a booty detective. And she was like, oh, all right. And I don't know, something about the timing of it, booty detective, like had us weeping tears laughing.
Have I told the too late story with James and Chris in the van?
Is that like something about pizza or something?
It was Taco Bell.
We're
in the Taco Bell drive-thru. James driving, least favorite thing in the world is ordering for everybody. Which it does suck, but if you're there, you just got to do it. And at the time, vegetarians, blah, blah, there's all these things to order. And Chris keeps saying, fire sauce. But don't forget fire sauce. James, fire sauce. And he's like, yeah, all right. And we get there, and he pays, and he gets it, and he's in such, he doesn't want to inconvenience anyone ever. And he's like, all right, thanks. And James goes, or Chris goes, James, fire sauce. And he goes, as he's rolling up the window, he goes, too late. And just pulls off. And that was it.
Dude, there was a bit where, so Mike was the only vegetarian in the band for a while. And at Taco Bell, we would make fun of his very specific order.
Oh, yeah.
And the way that we did that was we would, as a bit, we would say grilled on one side with 3 pieces of lettuce. And like, obviously he wouldn't ask for that. But one day, Taylor's forced to order, and he's so pissed that he has to do it that he gets Mike's food grilled on one side with 3 pieces of lettuce. Mike is so... I feel like that's why Mike initially quit the band, but he thinks it's hilarious now.
Good, because it is.
Yeah. Mount Rushmore drummers.
It's a good one. You think about yours. Let me just do mine because they're going to be a layman's answers.
Sure.
Dave Lombardo.
That's George Washington.
John Bonham. Different guy.
Ben Franklin.
Different kind of drummer. Stuart Copeland. And I'll do... Dude. Fuck. I thought I was going to be able to rip 4, no problem. Sal. I'll say Sal. Top of that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Lombardo is king.
King.
Undeniable. Mike Borden, Faith No More. Mickey D.
Oh.
King Diamond.
Good answer.
Motorhead. Nick Barker. Dimmu. Cradle of Filth.
Oh. Okay.
Fucking God. I wish him a speedy recovery. I know he's having some health issues right now. I hope he's all right.
The current drummer of Rancid reminds me of Mickey D. The way he like headbangs and drums.
Brandon's amazing.
He reminds me of
really
a little
fucking
bit,
good. Hello, everyone. Future Colin here to give my real answer to this question. I thought about it long and hard. Kept me up at night. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat that much. I still ate a lot. But the drummers that shaped me, my Mount Rushmore of drummers, would be Danny Schuler, Biohazard, Igor Cavalera, Sepultura, Mickey D, King Diamond, Motorhead, and Nick Barker, Dimmu Borgir. Enjoy. Would you ever want to get Coheed on the show and talk about their post-hardcore years? I would like to get Coheed in the show and talk about all the years, baby.
To be the episode of me bound and gagged in the back of your room.
That's right. Just kicking your ass between questions. Shut up. So, Claudio, tell me about the... Are there any bands that, in theory, you should love but just can't get into their music?
So
like,
many.
if someone describes them to you, you see their artwork, visuals, band pictures, you hear what their influences and lyrical themes are, you think this is going to be the greatest shit ever. When you listen to their music, it kind of sucks.
So many. Particularly,
there's a lot.
Particularly with metal for me. Like it's like my brain has a bandwidth of death metal. Like I can only like process so much until it's all.
Oh, see, I don't agree. I can't agree with that.
I got it.
But I want to like Grateful Dead.
Oh, sure.
I think it's some of the greatest music imagery and iconography of all time. And like when you get down to it, I know for a fact Deftones like everything I like.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I will say, I think Chino as an artist, I deeply respect him. Deeply respect him. I would love to love it, but
you know what I feel okay talking about this. I don't think it's inappropriate or anything. You know what I didn't realize about the upcoming next year Deftones and Fleshwater tour? Those are fucking...
the Mars Volta's on?
And they're in arenas. Arenas. I saw Deftones at House of Blues in Chicago like over 10 years ago.
TikTok.
It's exactly what I've heard. Is like they've had a recent influx, largely due to that.
Good for them, man.
Fuck yeah,
straight
dude.
up.
No disrespect at all. I just when I heard about the tour, I was like, oh, that'll be cool. And then I looked at the dates the other day when Taylor mentioned it, and I was like, whoa,
it's fucking massive,
huge. For me, I was gonna say, and please pardon me, but Billy Joel, Bruce Springsteen. I've tried.
I know. You don't like theatrical music.
Elton John, David Bowie. Yeah, I've tried and it doesn't. I have never gotten more DMs after our 200 bands list about David Bowie.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, I mean he's got bangers, but you're not into theatrics.
I'm really not. Yeah, I'm really not.
This is a crazy question to ask me. Favorite food, snack, treat to sneak into a movie theater?
I delight in buying snacks.
I respect the sacred ground that I'm sitting in too much to sneak a fucking meal in. I have,
Of course.
listen, I've eaten spaghetti and meatballs in a theater before. I'm not proud of it. So I guess that.
If they don't have Reese's Pieces, I wish I snuck some in.
Sure.
I'll say that. But no, I don't really. I like going to the movies. And like that to me is going to the movies, is getting your fucking stuff.
Absolutely. What non-heavy artist do you think would make the best heavy album?
It's a good question.
Listen, man. I Olivia Rodrigo, she's almost there. Give me a week with her in a studio, and we will have a classic punk album.
I talk about her all the time, but Bjork could for sure make a good.
Oh,
yeah,
100%.
She'd
probably love to.
Yeah, and she knows exactly what's up.
Top 5 records you reach for during autumn. We just answered that in 2 weeks ago's episode, right?
Wow, how poignant.
Or in 2 weeks, whenever this goes up.
Great question.
Great question. Let's see. Top 5 Nintendo Switch games.
Awesome. I just got the Katamari remake.
Katamari.
Fucking love that game. It's a remake, so I don't know if it really counts, but I'll say Breath of the Wild because of how new it was and how different it was. I know. I'm not. Listen, I don't think it's the end all. I think that franchise is taking a dive. Wow, dude, when Animal Crossing came out, like over COVID, and everyone was playing
it was a phenomenon.
I had the best time playing that game. I
had fun for a week.
It was maybe a month or two for me, so I'm not saying it was like an ever-flowing stream, but it was cool. I really just enjoy. I like being a part of when Pokemon Go first popped. It was like awesome.
Right. No, I mean that was like a world-changing event. For me, it would be Mario Odyssey.
Oh yeah.
Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Mario Rabbids. Whatever Kingdom. Mario RPG remake. And Tetris 99.
I'll lastly say Stardew Valley. Unbeatable game. And Luigi's Mansion.
Very good. You know what sucked is the Luigi's Mansion came out on Halloween Day.
Did it?
You know? Which you would think ideally is the perfect day for something like that.
Yeah.
But that's when I want to be doing Halloween stuff all.
Yeah. I don't want to sit and game. You're right.
I'm out of the season November 1st, you know? Chestnuts are roasting.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah, dude.
On an open fire.
Changeover is done.
It is instantaneous. Shadiest place you've ever stopped on tour. The Motel 6 near Graceland. Don't fucking stay there. Everybody but one room lives there.
Oh, that one.
Yes.
I'll
go there.
In the most recent memory, on the Kubla Khan tour that we did, it was an off day or something, we were going through Arkansas, somewhere around there, like Shreveport or Little Rock, like in there. We were just looking for a place to eat, and we drove through a town somewhere in Arkansas that straight up looked like where the Yellow King is cutting grass in True Detective. So much, in fact, that we like kind of stopped and like looked, because it was so like, is this the school? Is this actually it?
Yeah, it probably was. I mean, you say it was Louisiana?
It was Alabama.
Okay.
It was right,
I think that's all Louisiana.
Yeah, I think you're right. But it was that similar, and it was just like, it gave us the fucking willies.
To get the
CBGBs.
Also, the between Detroit and Toronto is wild, dude.
Just those en route stops, and it's just
wild.
It's just nothing.
Yeah,
that's NPC land.
It's wild. Let's see. What non-hardcore song you spin kicking to?
Wolf Moon. I really, really, really resent anyone who does that kind of shit at like a not hardcore show.
Yeah, I know. I agree. Other than whoever threw the first spin kick, which was for sure to the Beatles. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
So my answer is Day Tripper. What's the weird thing you do when no one's around?
Oh, I would love Colin, the floor is yours. I would love to hear what you do when no one's
Where do
around.
I begin?
Do you have home video? Do you have cameras in your house?
I used to.
God,
I don't anymore. I shred the skin off my feet.
Yeah, you got foot. What's up with that?
I absolutely pulverize the skin from my feet. I rip off every morsel left hanging.
God, and then when you're in the shower the next day, doesn't it hurt so
Raw.
bad?
Raw.
God. You ever use like working feet? You know what that stuff is?
No. But if I do moisturizer or anything on it, it's even worse. I can't stop. It's just a thing I do.
Yeah.
I claw my nails off. I'll rip my toenails off.
Oh my God.
But when I'm alone, I'm listening to ASMR pretty much all the time.
I will have discussions out loud, but like with what I have like anxiety about like, okay, this thing is probably going to happen. I should be prepared on how to handle it.
You rehearse?
And
out loud.
I'll kind of rehearse just to make sure I'm like ready for something I'm expecting. And whether that's like stuff for the show.
That's like really endearing, where mine is disgusting.
Well, I got others. But whether that's, for the show or just like an awkward conversation or something with my parents or, whatever.
Yeah.
Meeting someone for the first time, I like to just kind of like get a rep in, I will, I don't know what else. I sing a lot, poorly. But
I do too. I'm a big whistler.
Yeah, I'll whistle.
I'm whistling.
I'll sing.
People hate it. I'm tapping all day,
dude. I tap all the. If I'm at my computer, like around my mouse, it's like boop, 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 like I'm always feet are doing double bass. I'm the best double bass player in the world, dude.
Do you know how I don't really practice drums a lot, but I keep my chops up on desks and with just doing double bass all day.
How good is your left foot kick in the car?
My left foot is my dominant foot.
So in the car, you're fucking. Does that mean that when you're playing, is your left foot not?
I lead with my left.
Really? So like if you're doing 4 on the floor, it's left foot.
No.
You're using right foot.
But if I do right foot if I'm single, it's a single beat.
Yeah.
It's all right foot.
So I'm saying
if it's double kick that is leading with the left, if there's double kick at all, or a pattern with a little it starts left.
Left, right, left.
So I alternate which leads, which is some Vinnie Paul shit that a lot of people can't do.
When you're driving and your right foot is occupied, your left foot is your kick drum.
That's a fact.
And I'm great.
My left foot kicks ass. Do you have a spooky playlist for Halloween? I do. I made an incredible one last year. I can maybe see if I can put it in right here. Is that a thing you can? That's a thing you can do on YouTube, right?
Yeah. Wow, look at that. Is that music or movie? Because you have your movie calendar too. That is.
I do have a movie calendar. I'll do another one.
Okay.
Maybe I already did it, and maybe it's. Here it is.
Just giving yourself homework assignments.
Yeah, perfect. Top 5 Japanese hardcore bands.
All you, brother.
Bastard, Deathside, Judgment, Gizm, Lip Cream.
What was the last one?
Lip Cream.
Like lip?
Lip Cream.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Never heard of it.
Nine Shocks Terror, legendary record. Check it out. Episode on defunct, broken up bands that didn't really hit when they were around but would have popped off if they came out in 2024. Let me tell you a band that would have popped off if they came out now. Upper Ground from Australia.
Wow.
Remember them?
Like
the girl singer,
yeah,
Sarah, the girl singer.
It's a name I've not heard of in a long time.
I think that with some of the stuff popping off today, Upper Ground would have exploded.
Remember Dead City? You remember Dead City?
Bo.
Yeah, that's what comes to mind for me. Is like that band, just wrong place, wrong time, I guess.
Best place, worst time. You know,
crazy.
Holy fuck! Yeah. Goddamn the 21st century. Yes. Their only LP.
Yep.
Sounds amazing. Banger after banger.
Yep.
Hard pits, great lyrics. Truly a band that could have had it all. Should have had it all.
Yep.
Who is the little fucker of each of your respective bands?
Oh,
who is the dad / parent, who's the realest eater.
wow. Okay.
Little fucker in Twitching Tongues is now probably Mike.
Okay.
Mike is the one that'll, he'll tickle you from behind.
Okay.
Dad parent is Taylor. Realist eater is probably me or Sean Martin. Sean's an animal.
He eats.
But the realist eater of any of the bands, this is a fact, is George from Dead Body.
Really?
If I'm ever in a situation where it's like you need to eat all this for $1 million,
yeah, who are you?
I'm calling George.
Wow.
It is crazy. He got 9 items at Taco Bell, and he said he was keeping it light that day. And this is the thing I said this in the episode after when we did the Sang with Soakbog tour, where he got a Philly cheesesteak from Wawa.
Yeah.
Every mod. Think about 27 mods.
Just loaded it up.
$1 a mod.
He dragged it through the garden. Holy shit.
Yes, dude. Crazy.
Let's see. Little fucker, for different reasons, is probably Chris. I say with all due respect, Christopher, I love you.
Mm-hmm.
Dad is definitely James.
Mm-hmm.
And I think mom is Chris, and then I'm kind of like cool uncle. Realist eater is kind of a toss-up between me and James. I actually don't know. Because
you think so? Because Nick can eat, right?
Nick can eat, but Nick doesn't partake in sweets. So half of his intake is done. James, yeah, exactly. James and I've said this before, we share a tongue. Like, what he likes, I like, and vice versa, with very little exception. But neither of us have ever boasted about, like, we've never said, like, I can eat X amount of nuggets in any given time or something and make a fool out of ourselves. But I do think, I have seen him, like, put some away. So it's kind of a toss-up. I think it depends on just the day, honestly.
I gotcha. Yeah. Who is the most bizarre person in hardcore? I mean, that's a tough question. I wouldn't say bizarre. I would say the most unique, one-of-a-kind individual who I would love to just roll a microphone on and let speak for 24 straight hours is Gian from King 9.
That's a good answer.
There will never be another one. Al Pacino in Heat is playing Gian, not the other way around.
Wow. Have you said that before out loud? Is this something you've thought of?
Only to Gian.
That's really well said.
It's a fact.
I'm gonna say, and this is like, I'm thinking bizarre as in unique, like you said, like no derogatory sense to it, but just like a unique perspective, uniquely there from the start, and like blah blah, blah is Brody. Who, like, that is a wild perspective to have, to come from what Bakersfield? Where is he from originally?
Well, he's billed from Van Nuys, so it's complicated.
Yeah. So to come from wherever he came from,
Palmdale,
and to work his ass off, and always be
involved
as
a union lighting tech at first,
and be involved in
movies.
Music and touring and blah blah blah, and then to get to where he got is fucking.
And it's doing that while being where everybody else was sure he would fail,
and
like, oh cool, you're wrestling,
right,
and now he's
while still doing a band.
Exactly.
And being perfect.
That is a good answer if you change the perspective of the word bizarre.
But that's a bizarre life.
Well, it's the thing that when wrestling fans find out he's in the band, they're like, what the fuck?
That's
when
bizarre.
When people who like the band found out he's a wrestler on TV, they go, that's fucking bizarre.
Yeah.
Backtrack interview? Yeah, that'll happen. How old is the new Soul Search record? Was part 2. Very old. 2012, I think.
That's right, yeah.
Maybe 13. Very old. Backtrack interview. We'll have Vital on at some point.
Yeah, I would love. He is one of the best yappers. Guy can tell a story. He's quick.
He's a story smith for sure.
Yeah.
Either of you guys fishermen?
I love to fish, actually.
I've only done it one time. I don't think I was very good at casting the reel then.
Really? How old were you?
I would like to give it a shot.
Were you?
Damn, 7.
Yeah. I've been fishing a few times. What I've never done is like caught a fish, cleaned the fish, ate the fish. I would really like to do that.
I would release it for sure.
Yeah.
This is an interesting question right here.
Okay.
What do you get if you use code HardLore on manscaped.com?
I'm so glad you asked. Probably the most important question of the entire episode. You get 20% off of your entire order. Anything, site-wide.
Is that all?
No. You fool. You get 20% off and free shipping.
Well, that's just about the best goddamn deal I've ever heard in my fucking life. So go to manscaped.com right now, you fool. Well, I'll finish this episode first and then go.
Yeah.
But remember this. Because if you use code HardLore, you're getting 20% off of any of those things. The lawnmower, the hedge trimmer, the crop reviver, the crop preserver. There's crops you ain't even fucking heard of yet that they can help you get rid of, okay? Every stupid little hair on your goddamn body stinks, and they will help you unstink it. What are you thinking? Stop stinking.
Wow.
Manscaped.
It's really good, man. Well said.
What's your favorite Pokemon?
So I don't know anything beyond really the first 151, you know? Yeah.
Other than a couple of legendaries,
yes,
and a few odd guys.
And some of the starters from the later ones.
Yeah.
Like Piplup was adorable, but
Chikorita,
yeah.
Piplup, Torchimp.
My all-time favorite was Gyarados. I always thought he was dope. Dragon Rage, Hyper Beam. You could surf with him.
Torchic.
He rocks. But I really am partial to Wartortle. Wartortle. I fucking love him. I think he's so cool.
Big fan. I'm a Gengar man through and through.
I mean,
I'm a day one Gengar aficionado.
Unbeatable.
Yeah.
I love Gengar. I love that little grin. I love when he does the like anime like smile and it scares everybody.
Yeah.
It's so awesome.
Favorite mathcore chaotic hardcore band? It's just so not our shit.
Yeah,
you know?
I don't know if I have a reasonable answer. When I
mean, Converge is Converge. They're all doing Converge, and Converge is
doing Cave-In.
Our gods. You know, and they're doing Rorschach, but I mean, Cave-In and Converge are the blueprints.
I think when I hear the term mathcore, I'm just immediately like, I don't know.
Well, yeah, what's the point?
I hate math.
Yeah. Favorite Scranton Wilkes-Barre bands? Bad Seed and the Virgos.
Straight up, dude.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, great answer.
Yeah.
I mean, War Hungry is amazing. Cold World's amazing. There's many that came out of that little area. It's a really small title fight, for God's sake. But Bad Seed changed a lot. And then the Virgos are the heaviest band out of Pennsylvania. So
yeah. Favorite thing about the HardLore community you've created?
Dude. I've said this before. I can't handle critiques of my criticism. So it's difficult for me to like sometimes go and look at what particularly comments and whatever are. But our Discord in particular of that portion of the HardLore community is so wonderfully supportive.
It's very special.
It's fucking awesome, dude.
And again, I was like actively against it.
Yeah,
when it started, because I was just like, I don't understand the point of this.
Dude, this is
for gaming.
You should tell the story about the two pop star names. If I give it away, it'll ruin the story. Where you thought they were talking about our significant others.
Oh, dude, that was crazy.
It's a great story.
There was a day where the Discord almost got nuked.
And I was with you. Like when you explained it, I was with you. I was like, all right, yeah.
The odds of this are truly unbelievable.
Yeah.
It was like I saw a comment that said, I think Lana is cooler, but I think Taylor is hotter. And think about that out in context of the HardLore Discord. That's my wife's name and Bo's girlfriend's name.
So we were like,
so we're like seeing red.
It's like, well, fuck you guys. Like you're not talking about this.
And it took a few minutes to realize that they're talking about Lana Del Rey and Taylor Swift. Hulk stopped smashing. Yeah. But it was. I mean, we never would put that together without it, which was hilarious.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, I love the Discord. I also, my favorite thing to see ever, and it's like, at the end of the day, why we do it,
okay,
is because it'll be somebody on their Instagram story or something playing like Time Ends.
Yeah.
Being like, just heard Merauder for the first time.
Yeah.
Or some shit, you know, just heard Everybody Gets Hurt. Any of these bands that we talk about for a few minutes, put in a playlist or something, and then we introduce somebody to something we love.
Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite thing.
It's awesome. It's really awesome.
I agree. If Trader Joe's released a Baja Blast clone, what would it be called? I don't know, something. They would find some kind of tropical racist thing to call it.
Yeah, right.
You know?
So bad that we can't even joke about it without.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. If you really think about some of the Trader Joe's generics, it's kind of wild.
Crazy.
Kind of wild. Yeah.
Thoughts on those two Throwdown Pantera rip records?
I remember when Vendetta came out, and I was very much like, well, this isn't really what I'm looking for, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the best examples ever of like what not to do as a band.
Mm-hmm.
Even if there's some bangers on them.
Yeah.
You evolving and changing so drastically, like overnight, is just it's never gonna work.
Yeah, I don't think so. So I would just say it's not really. I'll listen to Pantera if that's what.
Right, not our thing.
Yeah.
I don't know how well that went for them.
I don't either.
But I wish them the best. What are the most career questioning moments for you guys, and what did you do to help pull yourselves out of it? Also, any advice for jumpstarting a career in designing merch layout? Two great questions. Yeah. Career questioning moments, disharmony for me. Made me rethink music and like have a normal job for like a year.
Yeah.
Advice for jumpstarting a career in designing merch: do a couple pro bono.
Yep.
Straight up.
Yep.
And any band worth their salt will pay you anyway.
Very
true.
Know? Yeah.
But design some stuff that you think is cool, or look at a band's stuff and think, okay, I think they would like this. I'm gonna send them and see what they think. If they like it, they'll probably use you again. The guy who did the Twitch Fits Volume 2 cover art did it as fan art.
So sick.
No expectations. Immediately was like, hey man, I'm going to pay you for this, and here it is.
I like getting, even if I don't happen to respond, sometimes that's out of just being too busy or out of like, I don't want to open a conversation, but I always like getting like, hey, I made this. Like,
I
awesome. Like what felt inspired, made this kind of thing. It's like that. And we have utilized that in the past. There's nothing, shoot your shot, do whatever.
Yeah. I don't think the approach of I am offering 2 designs for $150 is as effective as, hey, I gave this a shot. What do you think?
What do you think?
You know? And if it sucks, it sucks. If it rocks, you rock.
And you'll probably get asked to do more.
100%.
You know,
just keep doing it until, I don't know, just keep trying.
Yeah. Career defining moment for me was when I got laid off from my last job. And I was like, fuck, like, dude, because getting laid off, it wasn't, the contract ended. It wasn't like performance based or anything. It was just like, oh, this ended. And you still feel like a piece of shit. Like, it doesn't matter. And then feeling like, I got to get a job. I got to do something. And then it was just kind of like, HardLore is doing pretty good. Maybe I don't need a job. And that was like a defining moment of my adult life of like, okay, I'm gonna do this. And it's been great.
Somebody said, kind of asked this before, but what about a HardLore Discord sourced EP? Some riffs, some lyrics, some beats, some vocal features. I think you guys should do that.
Dude, that's exactly what I was gonna say.
I would love to hear what you all come up with.
Yeah,
if it rocks, I'll take my 1%.
I would like love to listen to that. I would love to hear what.
Yeah, if it rocks, we'll put it out. There you go. If you had to give up one of your senses, which one are you giving up?
Touch. No.
Smell for me.
Dude, but then do you worry about not being able to taste?
No, because when I have COVID and I lose my sense of smell, I don't lose my sense of taste. I have an incredibly strong sense of taste.
Oh, that's right. That's right. It's got to be one of those two because I don't want to be blind. I definitely don't want to be deaf.
I can't taste, I can live without smelling shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I can't live without tasting a buffalo wing. Or not hearing Merauder.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Going deaf is one of my biggest fears for real. So I guess I'll choose smell. I think you're right. I think that's kind of the only answer. Or how about so there's other senses. Like those are the 5 major senses, but there's other senses.
It's the 5, you know.
There's direction. There's
no.
What makes you feel nauseous? I'll lose that one. Thank you.
Post Supremacy Hatebreed or post Venoms Merauder. Post Supremacy Hatebreed.
Yeah.
100%. Because self-titled has some incredibly hard tracks on it. You guys know anything about Title Fight status? Ben is in Citizen. Ned is in Glitterer. Shane has started writing some music again. I don't know what Jamie's doing, but that's their status. They're doing their thing. If it's time, it's time.
Well said.
Colin and Bo, I'm thinking about covering a few hardcore songs for my school's talent show.
Cool.
What would be a hard as fuck song to play?
I'll tell you what I covered in my high school talent show real early on was Ill Blood by No Warning.
Really?
I played drums. Yep. We played a full set. We opened with Ill Blood. We played our like shitty songs. We closed with Ill Blood.
Twice?
Yep.
The song Ill Blood.
Swear to God.
Dude, my senior talent show, I played Take On Me by Aha.
That's fucking awesome.
It was awesome.
Who sang? Did he hit it?
Who sang? This kid, Diego, sang. He killed it.
Do you play drums?
I played drums.
Nice.
The band was Albert, Brandon, Colin, Diego, ABCD.
Wow. This was
pretty good.
Matt, Kevin, Kyle, Bo. MKKB.
Yeah, you could start a cool tech YouTube channel, but I don't know about a band.
A band, yeah.
Bo, what is Bo most excited about for the Hatebreed tour that you've been on for a few weeks now?
I am excited. This is going to sound lame, but I'm excited to like eat and work out with my guys and just kind of like really hone in, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, but like when you can be really consistent, it helps. And there aren't.
I can tell you what you should be excited for.
Uh-huh. Well, I wasn't done answering, so maybe.
Okay. But you weren't going to say this.
Okay.
Hanging out with Florida Frank.
Oh, dude. I mean, I don't want to impose and I don't want to expect I'm going to hang out or get to know anyone, you know?
He's coming for you.
I can't wait.
And it's going to be it's the best. He's incredible.
And I'm very excited to watch both Carcass and Hatebreed. I've seen Hatebreed before. I've never seen Carcass before. Very excited to see Carcass.
Beautiful. How do you like, or how do you feel about open-ending movies?
It depends how open.
I'm so fucking sick of them, dude.
So, like Pulp Fiction. It's an open-ended movie.
Yeah, but like...
Or The Thing, or Hateful Eight.
But like most of the big events resolve, you know? Almost all of them resolve.
Okay.
Now, it's like a trend in movies to just not have an ending.
Example? Anything that's been out for a minute, maybe.
Yeah. Let's see. How do I go about this? So, you know the precedent that like Donnie Darko set with things?
Excellent.
And like that worked for Donnie Darko. You know? Even though it wasn't a hit in immediately, but over time it became this cult thing and people liked talking about it, even though it makes no sense.
Really good.
And nothing really happens.
Yeah.
A lot of movies took that and ran with it, and you know, directors and writers went with the whole like, you know, well, we wanted to leave it open to the viewer's interpretation for what happened. And I enjoy that to an extent. But you're like, at the end of the day, your story is only as good as your ending.
Yeah, it's like a joke without a punchline. It's a song without a hook.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
And I'm sick of fully interpretive endings.
Yeah,
give me something and then let me interpret something.
So that's why I always harp on about The Witch. That has like there's a payoff. I love a payoff where it's like, this is the ending. This is what happens.
I love a payoff. Yeah, I mean, that's a great payoff.
Yeah.
But that movie is like 2 hours of, man, if this doesn't pay off, this sucks.
Totally, which is why it's so satisfying.
It is. And there's another movie that does that very well is called Take Shelter.
Okay.
With Michael Shannon.
Okay.
Where you're just fucking, this guy is getting torn apart for his insane opinion the entire time. I don't want to spoil it, but it's good.
It's got to pay off, you're saying?
Yeah, big time.
Cool.
Very fast, but it does. If you weren't playing music and doing the podcast, what do you think you'd be doing instead?
Like realistically,
yeah,
I would be doing IT, doing at-home IT stuff.
But like if you never played music and you never did a podcast, like where would your life have gone?
I was going to potentially go to school to be a history teacher for real.
I think that you would be a highly accredited history professor at this point.
I don't know about that.
I do.
I considered that, and then I was also going to school to be a luthier, work on guitars and shit. But
that'd be cool. But this is if you never discovered music.
Okay, so it would have been history, or it would have been pursuing acting. I wanted to be an actor when I was a kid. It's what I wanted to do.
So me too. I my whole childhood and teenage years were musical theater, acting workshops, improv. And then it was like, all right, well, I'm going to go on tour, so I can't do any of that.
Aha.
So I think without music, I would have gone full sail into that world. Mm-hmm. And who knows?
There's a thing about actors wanting to be musicians and musicians wanting to be actors.
It is. It's like art envy.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, it is. It's like, man, what you guys do?
You do the art I can't do, fucker.
Yeah. It's cool. Yeah.
I think it's probably easier for a musician to act than it is for an actor to get into music.
Because you are acting on stage, like no matter what.
It's a performance, nonetheless.
It's a performance, exactly.
Best deal you ever got on a piece of media / merch?
Dude, I love the also just the question of best deal you ever got.
Best deal you ever got.
What's the best deal you ever got? I'll tell you.
Mine would be 20% on free shipping off Manscaped.
These KRK monitors that I have. There's a pawn shop that I go to in Wicker Park. I go every couple months because you just never know. It's always, I've talked about this, like it's like somebody sells their personal studio, somebody sells whatever. They, let's say the monitors are $200 each, so $400 a pair, brand new. Mm-hmm. So they'll price them $160, right?
Sure.
They didn't realize it was for the pair, so I got or each, so I got the pair for $160.
Wow,
greatest deal I ever got.
Highway fucking robbery.
Yeah, straight up, dude. And they work great. I've had them for years.
There are, I've got a couple double RL guys at this point. My loyal compadres. What they've done for me is, I can never thank them enough.
Yeah.
Josh and Joel, but I think I have one of the greatest non-employee collections of jackets.
Wow.
In history.
Dude, it's getting chilly out and you're just...
Oh, I am rubbing my hands together like Birdman. Not, I don't know if he's complicit in whatever's going on with Diddy, but I'm rubbing my hands together nonetheless.
Yeah.
But best deal I ever got.
Yeah, what's the best?
At the Rose Bowl the other day.
Yeah.
Or like last month, I got a Smoke 'em All Life of Agony long sleeve for $50.
That's a great deal.
That's a $500 shirt.
I have a original Pusshead from the 80s Metallica shirt, and the guy charged me $7.
That's so stupid.
I brought 10. He made me wait for him to get change. He was like, no, man, metalheads got to stick together. $7.
So stupid.
Swear to God.
Favorite euphemisms for excusing yourself from a group to go take a poo?
Oh.
Well, it's complicated. So what I say generally is like, I'm going to shit myself.
Yeah. You break the
every
ice.
time.
Yeah, you just smash any.
But my number one euphemism, and it's when a fart stinks because you have to shit. You know what I say?
What do you say?
Smoke around the missile.
Just
where you fart and everybody's like, "Oh my God," and then you go, "Oh, that's just missile smoke. I gotta go."
Jesus, I used to have a bit where I would when it was time. Mm-hmm. I would do this, and the people with me knew that it meant I was getting the call. I had to go.
They knew. Okay, I saw that's good. The bat signal, the shat signal, the scat signal.
Oh,
we just workshopped that live.
Oh boy,
the scat signal. That's good. If Bo and Colin started a musical project, what would the vibe be and who would play what?
We've talked about this before.
Yeah. Dark industrial
yeah,
shit, right?
I think that would be cool. And I think it would be cool if we both did everything.
Because we damn well could.
And drums wouldn't be live, you know, if it was that kind of thing. So we could both just switch off to everything.
Easy.
That's dope.
Easy. What genre of music would you see yourselves doing outside of the metal hardcore stratosphere?
Does that include outside of like punk too? Let's just say.
Sure.
You know.
My dream is for some Johnny Marr to walk into my life, you know?
Wow.
And say, "Hey man, I just wrote this like perfect new wave indie rock record.
Yeah.
Can you sing on it?"
Yeah.
Where I can do the crooning that I've always dreamed of doing.
Yeah.
Where I don't have to write music, you know?
Yeah.
I'll contribute to structures and whatnot, but I don't want to. I just get to show up and sing. It sounds amazing. So Smith's Morrissey type is
you.
That's the dream.
That's a great answer. Mine would be like weird ambient stuff. I would love to have all of the tools at my disposal, a room full of synthesizers, keyboards, everything needed to create soundscapes. Much like Gabe.
And knowing how to use them as well.
And knowing how to use them, yeah. Like Neo, just getting it in my brain.
So many buttons.
And just being able to do stuff like Tim Hecker and like all this shit I constantly listen to. Like when Gabe plays Andy a soundscape after he eats the seahorses.
Exactly.
It was a really beautiful song.
Best DIY show you ever played? So fucking many.
That's a needle in a needle stack.
It is. But what was like amazing? Let me think. I'll tell you the best DIY show I've ever been to was, I think, Internal Affairs at Chateau Harder, which was Joe Harder from Pressure's house in Reseda. And there was a circle pit around his kitchen bar. It was amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So there was a lot of shows there. I saw Reign Supreme there. I saw many bands there. It was great.
There was just an era. The best one I've ever been to was a Halloween show. I sang for a Misfits cover set. There was 300 people in the basement. It was the biggest fire hazard. It was horrifying, but it was incredible. It's perfect.
Damn, hell yeah. Somebody said Jeremy Boehm on the pod when?
It's a good idea.
Yeah, we're working on it. I think we plan to. They have a new album coming out soon. Mm-hmm. So I think as soon as Bo is back, that will be.
So possibly November.
That'll be it. Yes. Favorite body part to train at the gym?
Excellent question.
Shoulders.
Tell you, oh, dude, shoulders all day.
It's the best day.
Shoulders. It's kind of the hack, and it's bad. It's a bad practice to just like focus on that and not do the rest. So I'm not advocating for that. But if you build up your shoulders, everything like sits on you different. Mm-hmm. Your stature's different, and when people, even when they say hello, they're gonna give you a hey man, like they're gonna give you a pat on the shoulder.
Oh shit!
And even literally tonight, I got a whoa, and it was nice.
I mean, you're fucking massive. So
least favorite, I'll tell you what, my goddamn hamstrings.
Oh, horrible!
Cut
dude.
These fucking things out. I'm losing my mind.
My jeans were not just built for leg mass,
dude. Hamstring curls,
so hard.
Leg curls,
horrible.
Oh god,
misery. Cryptid ranking tier list. I feel like you've got a lot of cryptid opinions.
Let's do 3.
Okay, Chupacabra number 1. Right?
My favorite
Jersey
thing about
Devil number 2. Mothman number 3.
Mothman number 1. He's the harbinger of death. He's numero uno. He's so sick. Scary. Okay. Scary. There were sightings over O'Hare. There were sightings over Lollapalooza once.
Okay.
People reported. Okay. I'll say Bigfoot because, come on. That's iconic.
Bigfoot is old school.
Old school. I love Bigfoot. Yeah. And then Taylor. What's the northern Wisconsin cryptid that you talk about? The Rhinelander Hodag is actually this crazy,
that's
like
such a stupid fucking name. That's
I know.
Awesome.
It's like this like bear, dragon, lion thing. She's probably losing her mind right now, but she's really into it. She showed me. Okay. It's pretty sick.
You know, listen, growing up in the Valley, half of my friends are from Mexico or their parents from Mexico, you know?
But is the chupacabra...
So hearing about the chupacabra has me shaking in my fucking boots.
What does the chupacabra do? Like,
it
what
gets you.
Oh. My mistake. Yeah. Lo siento.
So yeah, exactly. Be careful. De nada. Least favorite Attitude Era character / wrestler?
Great question.
Least.
Do both. Do favorite and least favorite. Attitude, so WWF specifically.
Attitude, my favorite was Kane. Now my least favorite is Kane. Least favorite in that time, who I fucking hated to see, was Triple H.
Really?
I hated him.
Oh, see, I was such a DX guy that, like,
I hated him.
I was with him, you know?
I despised him. Which means he was great at his job.
Yeah, totally.
You know?
Totally. But I guess I was just kind of a little, I liked the heel. Kind of, I guess. I don't know. I hated Goldust.
Oh, I loved Goldust.
But so I like classic Goldust. I hated when he got weird and did like the bondage shit and was with what was the short girl's name? Melina or something?
Charlena?
Yeah, something like that. She was in the Oddities.
Wasn't that his real wife?
No.
Terry Reynolds?
Yeah, that's Terry. There was
okay.
Luna.
Oh, Luna Vachon.
That era,
right?
Where it's just like weird and not even Goldust, just like being. I hated him. God, did I hate him?
I liked it. I was down.
I love him now.
I was way down with.
I'm
Goldust.
a Dustin Rhodes guy now.
Yeah, he's awesome. Favorite pasta? I think we've answered this many times. Mine is rigatoni.
I don't remember what I said, but penne, classic.
Rigatoni Jr. Some call it. Oh, let's see. What? Come on. Somebody said, "What's the worst band literally of all time?" Worst. I'm sick of it. We just did like 3 hours of negativity, and it's the only time we've ever done that, and it's biting us on the ass still.
Yeah.
Sorry, man.
It's okay. It's fine.
But what's the worst one? Here's the thing.
Imagine
the
Dragons.
worst band of all time. We don't know.
Oh,
but like worst band that's on the radio actively and very successful of all time.
They don't give a shit because they're on the radio and they're successful. But it's Imagine Dragons. It's Imagine Dragons.
It just feels like low hanging fruit.
But it is. Of course, it is.
I think I like 21 Pilots less than I like Imagine Dragons.
Fair enough.
It might be them. Have you received any HardLore fanfics? Come on. Enough.
Please write them.
Yeah. What's the worst question you ever got?
The worst kinds of questions are like, hey, I met you last year. Do you remember me? Like those kind of things where it's just like, bro, I'm sorry, I don't.
I'm shot.
Please don't put me in that way.
Yeah,
like,
I'm shot. Dude.
Hey, I'm John. We met at this fest and we talked about this. That's what I need. Mm-hmm. Hit me with that, and I'm with you.
And it's not your fault.
No,
we're shot,
no,
you know,
no, it's not your fault.
Favorite sneaker for me, it's currently it's the Stone Island New Balance, the 991 V2.
I got a pair of New Balance recently. I didn't tell you, but they're very comfortable. They're really nice.
I know.
they're not. And
as
then
cool as yours, the shattered backboard and the Atmos Air Max 1. What's your favorite sneaker of all time?
Do Sambas count as sneakers?
Yeah, it's a sneaker.
I've been rocking. They're
trainer.
Way more comfortable than I would have expected. Have you ever told the story about? I'm going back to the worst question I've ever gotten before, and it was brutal. But you're gonna love this. It was someone from a record label that we both have been involved with before.
I already know who.
Okay. And we were at a fest and we were talking. And another person's there. And this person goes, Bo, have you ever heard of this band? They're from this country, not America, around this time, this kind of death metal, blah, blah, blah. They've been long. And I'm like, no, not really. And he goes, okay. Well, this is blah from that band. And I have to go, oh, hey, good to meet you. That was the worst question I've ever gotten.
fucking miserable.
2016. I'll never forget.
Jesus Christ. Favorite guest you've ever had feature on one of your songs?
Harm's Way doesn't really do features. You're literally one of the only ones.
Me and King Woman, though.
Yeah, that's true.
She's a good one.
Sure, hers rock. So that was like the like kind of the coolest one. Yours is my personal favorite because it's like special to me. You know,
it's probably my favorite one I've ever done.
Really? That's sick.
Yeah, I think that and the Pain of Truth one, and those are the two. Because like the Harm's Way one was like me and my boys. You know.
Yeah. And
Pain of Truth one
created that melody.
That's true. There is no song I've sang on where I didn't create the melody.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying for the record, we gave you the lyrics and the placement. I think James kind of talked it, maybe something like that. But there was no melody. We really were like,
that is true.
Make it work.
Every guest part I've ever done, I wrote at least melodically what I do. There's a couple coming out that I'm psyched about.
Awesome.
But that I've ever had, I love having Sarah Gibson live, and I'm excited for her to be on recording eventually.
I've never seen someone kill a thing like that live.
It's crazy.
The way the style in which she's singing and playing,
both demanding.
It's so like technically difficult. Oh,
it's crazy.
It's amazing.
Crazy stuff. Which band would open and maintain the best restaurant?
You have to pick one of your bands. Oh no, I guess why would you? You can pick between.
No, just and not of our bands. Any band. Which band?
Any band
in general would open and maintain the best restaurant?
Well, you got Mike.
I got oh my God, you're right.
You got a guy who does that.
I think if it was Switching Tongues and God's Hate together, and it was Nate or Brody on the grill, Mike as the owner proprietor,
and you
me as live entertainment. Then we would kill, dude.
I'm trying to think of I could see Never Ending Game opening like a nice hoagie or a sub shop and just really
Cosmic Joke.
Dude. Mac just freaking out because like the lids.
No, Little Fish is already doing that. They already have it. That's the joke. They would serve fish sandwiches. Thoughts on Hangliders?
I was just talking about this. I have zero empathy for it. It's because of like cave diving. Like I'm never gonna go cave diving, right? Yeah. I have zero empathy for somebody who dies in a cave diving thing when it's like, well, you shouldn't have been in there. And that's why I will never be in that situation because I don't want to be the guy.
So it's like a couldn't be me type scenario. Like I'm not gonna.
Hang glider is one of those things.
It's one of those.
I'm not going hang gliding.
What is your worst Dark Times memory from pre-TUI era?
Worst?
Like when HC was bad.
I mean, Have Heart played Chicago to 7 people paid. 7 people paid.
Oh, that's so bad.
It was dark. And I can say that because I brought it up and Pat remembered it. You know what I mean?
That's for 7, like he will never forget that.
Yeah, exactly.
As much as he will never forget playing to 10,000 in Worcester.
Precisely. Thank you for that silver lining.
David Havoc Ep when we would love that. We would love nothing more.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite example of a what if band? I mean, that was Dead City.
That was Dead City. And what's the band after Only Living Witness?
Milltown. Milltown is an amazing what if band. Because I mean, I've heard the whole LP and goddamn, it's certified hit. It ain't right. This is mean. This is cruel. If y'all were stranded on an island together and cannibalism was the only way to survive, who eats who first? I think you sleep longer.
I do. Yeah.
I don't know how that plays into the answer.
Well, just do it quick, please. The rock to the head.
Bury me softly, brother. Could either of you beat a kangaroo in combat?
Depends. There's different breeds of kangaroo. Depends on the size.
Some real gnarly ones.
There's some big fuckers out there. There's.
I wouldn't want to.
No, I like them. I really do. I like them quite a bit. At the Brisbane was it Lone Pine Koala Sanctuary? There's one with one eye.
Yeah, dude.
The old one. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And like I wouldn't want to fuck with him. He's imposing, you know.
Yeah.
But yes, I do think there's some out there we could both handle, no problem.
Will Zach Bagans ever be a guest on the show? That is a absolute lifetime dream of mine. I would love to make happen. So if anybody knows Zach and can put us in touch, I would drop everything. I would fly Bo to Vegas so that we could do that live.
Oh no.
What's the most emotional onstage moment either of you have had?
Oh boy. The Common Suffering record release. You were on FaceTime for a little bit of it, but like,
that was amazing.
That was awesome. Thank you, Taesu.
Thank you, Taesu.
The headlining at the Metro for our record release with my mom there. It's about as good as it gets for me. Yeah.
I would say my two are my dad hearing Preacher Man live for the first time.
When do you know when and where that was?
I think it was in Cincinnati.
Okay.
In like 2013 or 14.
Sure.
Show was fine, but he lived in Texas at the time. I think like drove.
Holy shit.
He might have lived in Arkansas at the time.
Okay.
And drove.
That's better.
Yeah, and then Sound and Fury this year while Sarah was singing the Kale tribute was like fucking wrecked me. I'm glad there's no footage. Recent hardcore band you're surprised about not being popular? I don't know.
Yeah, that's
because you never know. It could happen any minute now.
And it just seems not productive.
Yeah, exactly. You ever had the runs on stage?
No.
Yes.
But you're...
If you could...
What I was going to say, because if you're singing different kind of muscle control, drumming different kind of muscle control, guitar playing is a third thing. I don't really ever have to worry about that.
Yeah, there was one show where I've trusted a fart right before going on where I really shouldn't have.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Do you remember the first show you ever played?
Yeah, I do. It was...
Tell me about it.
So mine and Chris's first band was Double Crossed, and there was a local venue called the Fishbowl Coffee House, and it was in the basement of like a church thing. And they called and said, "Hey, we need a band to play tonight." And we had 0 songs. We did I think we covered American Nightmare. I was 13. Covered American Nightmare, covered Rise Against, Bigwig, AFI, covered Total Immortal.
Holy shit.
Yeah, 100% true. We may have played 1 or 2, and kids moshed, like push pitted.
That's cool.
And it was like very like, yes, dude. You know?
Yeah, that rips.
Yeah, I remember that. Chris played drums. I played guitar.
Damn. The prophecy.
Mm-hmm.
Mine was my very first band was called Buried in Silence. I was the singer. It was at Studio S in North Hollywood, no longer around, but it was all right. It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
People moshed, and I remember thinking like, "Oh, this is what I want to do forever."
How old were you?
13 or 14.
Yeah.
So right around the same time.
Did you play all originals?
Oh yeah.
It's pretty impressive.
No covers.
Pretty impressive.
Thanks, man.
Impressive.
What's one current non-hardcore or metal band that you haven't toured with? Current non?
Why would we tour with a non-metal or hardcore band?
We don't need to be doing that.
How does that work?
There's enough mixed bills out there. I want same bills.
Well, plus like Holy Blade could.
Yeah.
But like God Save Twitchy Tongues Harm's Way, I don't want the people who are going to see Choir Boy to get pummeled by people who are going to see our, you know what I mean? Like it just doesn't really.
Totally. How involved do you both go about designing of your album art / merch?
Just depends.
I am. My hand is on it.
Yeah.
Nothing. There's nothing that I'm not. With God's Hate, it is me, Brody, and our buddy Richie, in a triangle, texting nonstop for a month straight, getting every single detail done. Twitching Tongues is pretty much just me. And I'll send the spread like, here's what I've made. Just because I love working with artists hands on.
Mm-hmm.
I love paying them.
You're very good.
I love them being happy.
You're very good at it.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I love art, and I'm passionate about like what I wear.
Totally, yeah.
So why wouldn't I want to make things that I
want to wear?
Also passionate about it and want to wear.
It's a little more collaborative in our camp. Chris is really good at finding an artist. He's really good at like, I found this guy on Instagram. What do you guys think? And then we'll kind of in the group chat put it together. In Europe on this last one, Casey, the hat that we had at Sound and Fury, the Enemy Is You hat, Casey was like designing it, and I was like, oh, put a bullseye, and like that was very like hands-on, very collaborative in the moment. So it just depends on the thing, you know.
And that makes sense. I think that's how it is most of the time, you know. And then with the bigger the band, the less involved, which is kind of why that shit starts to suck.
Dude, Sum 41 merch.
Oh, I bet it's grim.
It was awful, dude.
Now Green Day's merch was good because they had modern, like popular, great artists doing their spread. Yeah.
Well, it was interesting seeing the Sum 41 merch and then the Drug Church merch.
Because Drug Church merch was fire.
Looked fantastic.
Yeah.
It is a very funny contrast.
Yeah. Somebody said, actually, what the fuck do you guys print the God's Hate shorts on? Because good God, did they compete? Those are not printed. Those are manufactured by us. Very different. It's not a blank. That we made those.
Yeah.
You know, we did the measurements, everything. Oh, good question. In 2024-25, is it better for a band to record their own album and license it to a label or get a label to pay for the recording? As a label ourselves, obviously I'm like, hey, yeah, if you guys want us to pay, that's fine, you know?
Sure.
But I as a musician as well, would recommend that band pay for stuff themselves and own everything. Own everything.
The technology is amazing these days. You can make things sound real good.
That's right.
Own it. That would be my recommendation as well.
Boom. Done. Scariest song you've ever heard. Like, could not put it on while home alone at night.
Ooh. Oh, that's a good one. Get us into the spirit, you know? Couldn't put it on.
You know what music video scared me when I was young? Was the Mushroom Head Solitaire Unraveling video.
Never saw it, I don't think.
There's nothing really scary about it at all. But for some reason, it just connected me in a way that was like, these guys are scary. I can't listen to this alone.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I remember the Tool Schism music video. Scared me. The guys with the bobbin heads.
That makes sense.
The Nine Inch Nails Closer video scared the fuck out of me as a kid.
Dude, you know, remember that compilation on YouTube about like hidden messages in songs?
Yeah.
That's scary to me still.
Like where it's like Stairway to Heaven played backwards and shit.
Here's to my sweet Satan. You know?
Yeah. No,
that's still scary.
It is creepy. I'm trying to think if there is anything. My mom told me that when she was growing up, the song Riders on the Storm by the Doors, like, petrified her. To the point where, like, if you put it on, it's like the Shining, the bang, 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 like, ugh.
Something about it just really got her.
Just creeped her out, yeah.
Wow.
I don't know if I ever had one of those.
You remember the first time you X'd up? I don't remember the first time. It might have been when I was singing at that show.
It was to see AFI on the Sing the Sorrow tour with the Explosion and the Blood Brothers. And I remember
at least a third of the show was good. You know?
Explosion rocks for any minute.
Yeah, I don't know.
Got in the van of my friends who were going, already X'd up. Someone asked another straight edge friend of mine who was in the van, like, "Are you gonna X up?" And they said, "I'm not going to a hardcore show." And I went.
You were like, fuck.
I thought this was it.
You were.
I was a child.
You were going to see an incredible straight edge frontman rock a perfect album.
I was 14, 15.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's see. We talked about the moon landing in the first Professor Bo.
Yeah, which is not...
Somebody asked what we think of the moon landing. I would say go to the Patreon and watch Professor Bo V1.
Hey, yep.
What's the best and worst movie you've seen recently?
Great. Best... Oh. You're not going to like my answer for worst. Best, though. How recent is recent? Dune 2 was probably the last, like, amazing movie I saw.
Okay.
Oh, no, you know what? I really liked Iron Claw. And I really liked... Not Napoleon, Last Duel. I really liked that movie.
Oh, Last Duel is awesome.
Yeah.
That's like 2 years old at this point.
Is it really that old? Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, I saw it on a plane this year.
Okay. What's worse?
I really, really didn't like Long Legs. It really was not.
I mean, I don't think it's for you. I don't think that's the type
of
art that connects with you.
No, correct.
I think you have a very...
I'm a literal guy. How does this work? How does that happen?
Yeah, which like that I don't agree there aside from endings to an extent, but what's funny about Long Legs is like a lot of people's problem with it is the mom's exposition of exactly what happens.
Yeah, but like that only led to more questions for me. Like, what do you mean?
Oh, that's all out there.
You didn't notice he was in the basement, daughter? This whole time?
No,
you never noticed?
She's never been there.
She'd never been to the house she grew up in?
No, well, a lot of the stuff was like, they explained that they purposely like manipulated her to forget those memories.
Oh, okay. So fair enough.
That's in there.
That is in there. 100%. I don't like a movie that's like, well, this happened because we said it did. Whereas Silence of the Lambs, there's no...
Well, there's nothing supernatural about Silence of the Lambs.
Okay. If that's the distinction, then yeah,
that is an actual, it's like an actual crime. Whereas Long Legs is a supernatural crime. I'm not going to sit here and be like, you have to like it, because I understand it. Our film is subjective.
Aspects of it that I definitely liked.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
all the like satanic rock stuff is fucking...
Lots of stuff.
I thoroughly loved it.
Yeah, sure.
Best movie I've seen recently is a horror movie called Oddity. It's an Irish horror movie. It will be on... It is now on Shudder as of day of recording, so I highly recommend you watch that. Worst movie I've seen recently? Let me check the old boxed.
Yeah, good
I
call.
don't do under 3 stars anymore.
Why is that?
It just feels disrespectful, you know?
What about did you see The Crow?
Oh, it's no, I will not do that. I will not contribute to that movie making $1. It's The Strangers Chapter 1.
Yeah.
But you know, movies are tough.
Yeah.
Making them is hard.
Yeah.
I respect the effort.
True.
Oh, Bo vs. Colin in Wii Sports. Who's winning?
Which game?
Let's say bowling.
Bowling, I feel like your muscle memory will take over.
I think I'm whooping your ass.
But if we're doing golf, I got you.
Yeah, I think so.
I love Wii golf. Tennis.
Oh, I got real good at Wii tennis.
Did you? Fuck. And boxing sucks.
Boxing it's no good. The baseball one was just okay.
It was okay. I loved the golf.
197 episode where Colin and Bo do the editing and Steven takes a break. There were about 100
I was just going to say.
something of those. Thank you, Steven.
I will say this. If you watch the Furnace Fest episode, that's the only one where you edited while we were like on Zoom. It's the only one where
that was nice.
I was kind of there.
That was nice.
The only one.
It was like an 8-hour Zoom call.
Yeah. God bless you.
Are there souvenirs you keep from every tour?
Laminate.
Yeah. I started throwing those away. The souvenir I keep from every tour is the jacket I inevitably buy at a cool menswear store in that city, such as Guilty Party in Atlanta. Never been.
One thing that sucks is a lot of fests that you would get laminates from are now doing the wristbands with the scan thing. And those don't feel as cool to save as like
I'm
a
not
trophy.
keeping that.
I'm not. I never do, no.
But the laminates are just taking up space, so I got room. Horror movie that genuinely scared you the most? Like you were... I know yours. It's Blair Witch Project.
It was either Blair Witch Project or Event Horizon. That's more sci-fi, but Event Horizon really fucked me up. I was too
crazy.
young, dude.
What were you scared of?
Hell. Having my face like impaled with maggots and stuff.
I suppose.
The security videos and then Sam Neill without eyes and shit.
Yeah.
Whoo, fuck me up. But yeah, Blair Witch ruined me.
I think watching The Exorcist at 6 both scarred me and was like, oh, this is the feeling I need forever.
Oh. I remember I watched Psycho when I was too young, and that really scared me.
Scary.
Probably around
Very
7,
scary.
around then.
What animal is the hardest?
Tough to beat a rhino. Rhino, bear, gorilla.
Yeah, dude, gorilla's hard as shit. Because even if it's not like beating a bear or whatever they say.
Yeah. Which I do think a bear is kind of the number one answer. I
just don't think a bear is as cool as a gorilla.
I agree.
You know?
I agree.
Gorilla has riz.
Gorillas can get out of a fight and do this. They can go. And it's just like, whoo, man. You know?
Yeah, and I can fucking like...
Gorillas like wipe their nose and like,
dude, if I like do the Job chicken dance to a bear, it might run away. You know?
Totally, yeah.
Whereas a gorilla would
like,
fold me like an accordion.
Yeah, do you want to go?
Yeah. It would be like, ooh.
Yeah.
It would start doing it with me.
Yeah.
Bo, as a Chicagoan,
yes, sir.
What is the quintessential Chicago food?
For me, I think pizza exists kind of everywhere, and there are places that are way more known for the pizza. We have a specific kind here. Mm-hmm. Hot dogs are also kind of ubiquitous. There's one in every state that they have their own. For me, it's the Italian beef sandwich.
And my God, what an item you've got there.
Yeah.
I think about it goddamn near every day.
I watched Rocky have his first bite of one today.
What do you think?
Loved it. It's beautiful.
Good. Ooh. What classifies something as a condiment?
I've seen this before.
This is complicated. Yes. I think, Bo, to answer this, you have to think about states of matter.
Okay.
Liquid, gas, solid.
I'm ready.
Toppings are solid. You can define a topping as a solid. A condiment, I would say, would have to be non-Newtonian, which is both liquid and solid.
Right. So
a condiment to me can be defined as a non-Newtonian topping.
I love that. That's a perfectly reasonable answer.
Thank you.
It's kind of anything that can squirt versus anything that can't.
Another definition for non-Newtonian would be anything that can squirt.
How do you define a sandwich, and is a hot dog a sandwich?
I just think it's like, I think a hot dog is a hot dog. You know, I think at some point,
yeah,
like we're not monkey, you know?
Very good. It's a discussion of, it's semantics. That's all it is.
Chicken, egg.
Yeah.
The chicken's here.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not worried about the egg anymore.
Yeah. Monkey, Colin.
Monkey still here.
Yeah.
But Colin, new monkey. What is your favorite headphone right now? Mine is the Sonos Ace.
Oh yeah, you're liking them?
I'm loving them.
How often would you say you use them? They're so inexpensive.
It's still a $450 headphone, which is a lot, you know. But the AirPods Max is $550 or something,
exactly.
$600.
Exactly.
And they're 5 fucking pounds. Weigh your head down. And I think the Sonos Ace sounds better, has better EQ options, and the battery lasts 500 times longer.
I cannot stand the AirPod Max case thing.
The bra?
It's
horrible.
And the fact that there isn't some kind of like better travel mode for them.
And there's no fucking power button.
And there's no
And they're like, no, it's smart. You don't need a power button. Okay, the battery lasts 5 fucking hours.
Yeah, like what are you talking about?
So yeah, I guess you won't have to turn them off because they're going to die before I can turn them off.
Yeah, that's bad. I heard version 2, they're not really changing that.
They didn't change shit. They just did USB-C.
Yeah. Is that really, and then probably internal shit?
Something in the chip or something.
Stupid.
Horse shit.
Fucking bullshit.
Horrible. Are you more of a honk shoe, or a honk me?
I'm a honk.
I'm more of a
Yeah. Dude, one time 12 plus years ago, at an ex-girlfriend's, I like rolled over in my sleep, accidentally elbowed her right in the nose, possibly broke her nose. She was bleeding, but I was in my sleep. She was crying. But she knew what happened. She was.
So sad.
I know. I
Yeah.
felt awful, but in my sleep, this is not Bo. This is Monkey. I rolled over and her crying woke me up, and in my sleep or in my sleepy state, I went, I already said I'm sorry, and went back to bed. It got to the point where the next day she was fine, but she didn't. Yeah. She definitely didn't break her nose, but she could have, for all she knew at the moment. She was laughing about it. She realized how funny that was, but. Yeah, when I'm in my sleep, I'm just.
Oh, I'm actually a kind of a scary sleeper.
Same as am I. Yeah.
I sleep with my legs in the air a lot.
Like this.
So I'll cross them.
Yeah.
And sleep like this.
Dude, that's what Taylor does.
And a lot of the time I fall asleep with my arms in the air.
No, that's fucked up.
In my sleep, my arms go in the air, and eventually they come down. You know.
They ever get her? Yeah.
So, but I've trained myself to like
tuck,
kind of be in my own island.
Yeah, but
it's no good.
Yeah, I'm all night, and then every once in a while screaming because some dream wakes me up or something. It's great. It's really good, healthy.
What band, in terms of past members, is the most run-through band? How many different members has a single band gone through, and which band is it? Shy Halud. Still to this day, somebody said, why'd you kick Bo in the head and how did he recover so quickly? Didn't kick him.
I'm just built different, you know?
Professor Bo, was Atlantis a real place?
From what we know, like geographically, no. From like Plato, possibly. There is a place that it could be, and it's in the Middle East.
Wow.
Probably. There's probably something that it's based on. I don't think anything is ever just invented out of nowhere. I really don't. But yeah, it was either Plato or Socrates wrote about it, and they wrote about this specific layout of the city, and then this layout was found. Like, it's a very specific. Atlantis was like island, water, ring of land, water, ring of land, water. It was like concentric rings. That was the center.
And then great ancient statues.
Yeah, and shit like that. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. We should go find it.
Should we find it?
Yeah. HardLore, Atlantis. Okay, last question. If you could build the perfect 3-course meal, app, entree, dessert, what would it be?
It's a great question. Let's each go like per round. So what's your app?
App would be
that's my favorite.
Like
app.
A steak tartare, I think.
Oh.
That's a perfect starter.
That's wonderful. I'm gonna go kind of boring, little light, but a really well-made bruschetta with like really fresh pita, tangy balsamic, fresh grated parm, basil, something bright to really open it up.
I love a bruschetta.
Me too.
Entree is the hard part.
Entree is tough.
What fits with steak tartare perfectly, you know?
Mm-hmm.
My perfect meal?
Mm-hmm.
Something like an elevated Detroit style pizza, like something like Quarter Sheets does here.
Okay.
You know?
Wow. Yeah.
Where it's just like, oh, this is perfect.
Just a really good.
Just a perfect slice of like elevated pizza, you know?
Lovely. I would do like a seafood Alfredo, scallops and shrimp.
Wow.
On like a non-runny, like a well-made, more cheese than cream Alfredo sauce with linguine, lemon, chives.
Okay.
I think after the bruschetta, that would be really nice.
We're killing, dude. How about dessert?
Well, I'm in Italy, so I am kind of on the tour of Italy. So I do feel like a good tiramisu could really fucking go.
Dude, I've been getting tiramisu stuff fed to me in reels lately. My reels are all tiramisu. Tiramisu brownies. Can you believe that concept?
No, like how does it work?
Dude, I think they bake brownie. The bottom layer is brownie, and then it's tiramisu on top.
God, dude. Yes.
So your answer is tiramisu?
Yeah, I think so. But a bit, huge slice.
All right, well, you're going to be pissed because my answer is a creme brulee crepe.
Fuck! Damn it. That's a perfect
That's
answer.
perfect, man.
Oh, man.
There we go. And that is the conclusion of this very special fall 2024 Q&A episode. Thank you all so much. What a year it's been. We got a couple months left.
Yeah, please come to the rest of these Hatebreed shows. Say hello if you see me. And bring me a snack.
Absolutely. I think the Twitch Fit show is next week now.
Wow.
So if there's tickets still available, pick one of those up. I'll probably put something at the beginning of this episode too. Sorry. We hope to see you there, and we'll see you next week with HardLore at the Queen Mary.
Oh. Bye.